Good morning, it's Connie from Faff Designs. I am in the UK and I'm brand ambassador for Dixie Belle paint. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't seen the event, basically everything that I use today, you are going to get the chance to win. At some point today, Dixie Belle will announce a winner of all the products that I've used, and they'll send it to you, so that's pretty cool. So make sure you leave in loads of comments, loads of likes, loads of hearts. Feel free to share it if you like, you don't have to. So like I was saying, I can see a few more people joining on. I'm Connie, I'm from Faff Designs and I'm a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle paint. I've got this little piece here. I'm going to crack straight on with it because there's quite a bit to do. It's inspired by this. So I'm not going to be using this today, but I thought I would show you my inspiration, colour palette, and I may be using this at some point on the piece, but not today. So this is the new decoupage paper from Dixie Belle. It is like a rice paper, so it's super user friendly, not gonna sort of rip as soon as you put it on or whatever. And this one is called Colourful Tiles. So this will be available in the next few weeks. Depends where you are in the world. So I think the UK probably be towards maybe the start of April time. But from the US, you'll be getting this over the next couple of weeks. So this is my inspiration. So you can see it's got blues, it's got some neutrals in the background, it's got some pops of red, some pops of mustard, a bit of yellow. So it's got all the colours going on. So we're going to have all the colours going on this. And I don't know what time it is where you are. I have no idea what's going on with times. So you have daylight saving. There's already a time difference, so it's 11 AM in the morning here in the UK. I don't know. Let me know what time it is and where you're watching from. So I can see lots more people are jumping on now. If you didn't catch it at the very beginning, today, Dixie Belle will announce later on today, not on this live, later on today, they will be announcing a winner from everybody that's watching and leaving a comment and liking and sharing and all the things. They'll be announcing a winner. Oh, the sun's just come out. Of all the products that I am using today. So guess what? We're using a lot of products. So first off, I'm going to show you the base colour of this. Now I've done the rest of it so that I can show you different stages of different pieces, because sea spray adds a little bit longer drying time to your paint. Depending on how thick you put it on. So I have already done some of this, so I'll whiz you around in a sec and show you the front. But this has been cleaned with white lightning and it has been scuff sanded to get rid of the sort of shine from it. So here we go. I've got a tub. You can't win this because this is just an old takeaway tub. So unfortunately Dixie Belle won't be giving this away. I also have sandbar. This is the first colour that I'm going to use. I am bound to spill paint on that decoupage paper. So I'm just going to whack some sandbar in my tub. Just dunk it in, whack the lid on. So that's sandbar. This is going to be my base colour because on the decoupage paper I see this colour in the background of some of these tiles. So I picked sandbar. It's a really pretty neutral, so that's going to be my base. Right, next product, sea spray. This it's such a versatile product. You can do so many things with it. I'm going to chuck some in. Bit more. Need a new bag of sea spray. So mixing stick. Chris Dorner calls them tongue depressor, as I call them lolly stick, because I'm common. So whack it in, mix it all in like this, get it so that it's a nice Whoa, covering myself in sea spray. A nice sort of batter mix consistency is what I'm going for today. Oh, we're covering ourselves in sea spray as well. A nice batter mix, not too thick, not too thin. I am really going for it mixing this. I am so messy. I tried to look professional wearing an apron. Doesn't matter because the paint underneath, the clothes underneath the apron are just covered in paint anyway. So, there we go. I can't see the comments because you're too far away and I'm half blind. So any questions I'll come back to. But also Chris Dorner should be on. She'll be here answering any questions you've got. So that's the consistency. It thickens the paint. The more sea spray you add, the thicker the paste you get, basically. So depending on the look that you want, you can make this as thick or as thin as you like. This isn't going to be too thick. I'm not going to go mega textured. Oh, you are here and you think you're the boss. You think you're the boss. So look at me, I am covered already in sea spray. So the more textured, the more sea spray you add, the thicker it's going to be and the more texture that is going to leave on your piece. So the best thing to do is just play around with sea spray. Honestly, you can create so many looks with it. But today, I'm not going to go too crazy. Let's just throw that over there. Next product that I'm going to use is Premium Chip Brush. These are really good for applying things like sea spray and Boss and Slick Stick. Something that you might not want to use your Pretty Dixie Belle brush for. So these are ace. And actually, considering it's a chip brush, these are actually really, really good. Really good price point. So yeah, get yourself a couple of these. They're awesome to have. I really like applying waxes with these as well. And they last a long time. I've started using Dixie Belle as soon as it came to the UK, which was well over a year ago now, so 18 months ago. And I've still got the original one that I bought and it's in really good nick. So yeah. So all I'm going to do, load the chip brush, it's going everywhere, load the chip brush up with the sea spray and I'm stippling it on, just so that I've got a little bit of texture as my base coat. Like I say, it's not a mega thick solution today that I've made with the sea spray and the paint. It's quite subtle, and we are going to be using, in a sec, lots and lots more blues and stuff over the top. So this is just a base coat. When I distress, if there's areas of this peeking through, I'm hoping that it's going to sort of tie in together with the decoupage paper that I showed you, as one of the colours that is featured in that. So if you see the star thing at the bottom, I tried to turn it off. I don't know how you do it. I'm rubbish with technology. I just pressed a button and off I go. So if you see the stars and you don't know what it is, basically it's just Facebook, just trying out new stuff. So the stars are basically, you can donate stars, basically. That's what it is. And Dixie Belle are going to donate them to charity, which is amazing. So that's awesome of them. There's no way of getting rid of them, as far as we're aware anyway, and there was no option for me to turn them off. So Dixie Belle, know that if you do donate, it's much appreciated, and Dixie Belle will be donating to charity, which is awesome. But yeah, the stars thing is utterly confusing. Me and social media are not the best friends. So I'm not going to go all the way down because I know the camera chops off about here, and that'd be boring for you to watch. But this is just showing you. So I've added no water to this solution. I've just got sea spray and the colour sandbar mixed together to create like a batter, which I'm just stippling on with the Premium Chip Brush to create a base layer a neutral base layer today. Not very often I crack the neutrals out, but there we go. There you go. You've seen enough of that. You get the gist. So we'll put that to one side and I'll finish that off the live. So let me try and twist this round without knocking everything over. Whoa. Or myself. My other half has just put a new floor down for my staging area. And, I've ruined the last two with paint. I've ruined the last two with paint. And he said that if I do it again, there'll be trouble. So he's just put me a new floor down. And I've got these foam tiles, like, you know, like what kids play on, like they all fit together, the foam tiles. So I pinched those off the kids and I've put those down on top of my new floor, and it stops the furniture sliding around, so I kind of have to like heave it round in sections. Anyway, right, so this is the kind of look we're going for. So can you see? I've got different colours going on. So I'm going to show you how to get this layered look. So we're going for sort of like a turquoisey aquary colour, and we are going with pops of red, because on the decoupage paper there are bits of reddy, orangey sort of colours. So we're going to bring those out with a bit of distressing, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. I'm going to pull, actually I'll leave that away. I'm going to pull more of the red out in certain places than others. Where is it? So the next colour is Barn Red. Told you we're using lots of colour. Whoever wins this, it's like proper random colours. So obviously you can recreate this at home or do something completely different. So I'm just going to show you. Let's concentrate on this top bit, because obviously you guys can't see down here. So let's go straight in. I'm going no water. I've got a dry brush, and this is the Guan Cristone. I've got paint gorbed all over it. Is it the large round? Come on, hit me up, sister. So yeah, that. And I'm just going in with a dry brush and I'm making it quite thick. So I know I want some of the red to pop through here, 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 and around these little windows. Also, can you see these sort of pillar things? I'm going to make a lot of that red as well. So I am just applying it quite thickly to the areas I know I'm going to want to pull the red through. Like so. And some areas it's thicker than others. So here, I don't know if you can see, it's almost like a dry brush effect. So I'm going to leave it because I want different thicknesses of the red, so that when it's distressed, it doesn't all look the same, because that's when it can look a little bit contrived and a little bit non-authentic. So I can see all the comments flashing up. I hope you're keeping up Cristone today, because I'm not, that's for sure. So this red is awesome, and I'm actually doing, so next week's live, I'm going to be doing a massive piece in red, I think, if all goes to plan. So red is going to be the main colour next week. This is just a colour that's going to be popping through underneath. So I'm just going to get it on there. Make sure you are following me at Faff Designs. That would be lovely if you could pop over to my page and say hi. I've got a bit of a competition running as well on my own page for a pot of silk all-in-one mineral paint. So pop over, enter that, and I'll be drawing that at some point this week. And it's open to everybody. Just because I'm in the UK doesn't mean you can't enter. If you're not in the UK, just go and enter, you're fine. So I'm going to get some red going on around here. Red going on here. Doesn't colour just make you happy? It just brightens everything up, doesn't it? So I think I'm on a little bit later than usual. So it's 11 AM here, but you guys have got daylight saving, if I'm right. So I think, is it 7 AM for a lot of folk? So a lot of people that don't normally catch me might be seeing me for the first time. If that's the case, then hi. Right, so I'm not going to go much lower because I'm going to have to now, crack the hairdryer out. So bear with. Chris Dorner, you need to entertain. So I don't normally use a hairdryer to dry things. I hope you can still hear me. This hairdryer is an absolute beast. It's so loud. What has Chris Dorner just put? Tell everyone who picked the colour of my next piece. Yeah, it was you, okay. You didn't really though. I suggested it and you just said yes. So, I don't usually use a hairdryer to dry my pieces, but obviously I want to show you the layers today because we want to use a lot of products so that someone gets to win all the products. I'm so sorry if you can't hear me. I do need this dry for the next bit that I'm going to show you. So, apologies for having a hairdryer on. Still wet. I'm still here. Are you still here? Are you still watching? Show me some love hearts if you're still here. I really hate using a hairdryer on live, but I've got to do it for this one. There we go. She'll do. She'll do. Cheers for the love hearts, guys. Much appreciated. Okay, so the next colour I used is Dusty Blue. What a pretty colour this is. I don't know why I don't use it more. It's so pretty. So I wanted to use some colours that I don't usually use. And Dusty Blue is one of those. So again, I'm going to go straight in with oval large, so I'm getting a clean brush, sorry, oval medium. I'm getting a clean brush and I'm going to go straight over the top of the red with Dusty Blue. And I'm not going to use any water because, again, I want to basically build the layers up relatively thickly. So this is a little bit like, it's a bit like vintage duck egg, but it's a bit It's a bit darker, but it's a really nice colour. I don't think I've ever used it before. And I was playing around with some colourways, and it looks really nice with the red. So we went with Dusty Blue, but I'll be definitely using this again. It's a really nice colour. Okay, going in with that. I'll tidy up around the glass panes later. I probably should have masked the glass off, but that's not my style. Oh, it's blending there. That'd be a funny colour, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to whack it on like so. And the idea is you build your layers up, and then when you sand, you get the sort of colours peeking through. Although I didn't just sand, actually. I did do a bit of wet distressing. So I'm trying to remember the steps that I did. So that's a really, really pretty colour, isn't it? So pack of baby wipes. Again, Dixie Belle won't be giving these away. You can get these. I'm just going to rub some of the blue off the high points, because if I wait for it to dry too much, it's going to be harder to get off. So I'm just going to rub some of the red, some of the Dusty Blue back, so that you can see the barn red underneath. Like that. These baby wipes are not the best. So I know I want to feature the red quite heavily on this bit. And because it's got that tiny little bit of texture in with the sea spray, the blue is sitting in some of the recesses, and leaving it in the sort of little divots and stuff, which is super subtle because I only applied the sea spray quite thin, you know, not a thick solution. But if you wanted to get a more sort of chippy look, you could apply the sea spray mixture a lot thicker. It just depends on the look that you want. So can you see there? I don't know if you can see close up. There is some of the sandbar neutral coming through. So I really like that on there. And hopefully when I do use the decoupage paper, it's going to sort of all pull together with all the different colours that I've picked out of that. Fingers crossed. So this is basically a form of wet distressing. It looks a little bit more subtle than dry distressing. It does give a completely different effect. And the longer you wait for the blue to dry, the harder it will be to wipe that back. It will reactivate with water, but if you can do it quicker, then it's going to be a bit easier. Make your life a bit easier. There we go. So that is the Dusty Blue rub back so that you can see the red peeking through underneath. I'm just going to have to get the hairdryer out again. We need like a split screen so Chris Dorner can come on and do like a little bit of singing for you. Just get the hairdryer out, give it a quick blast, bear with. Just putting the lid on my paint because I'll knock it over. She'll do. Okay, next colour is the Gulf. So this is a bit brighter and a bit more sort of a turquoisey aqua colour than Dusty Blue. So it's that colour. So I feel like that's really going to pop against the red. Next brush, we have, what are we going for? We're going for the mini. We'll go for that. So this is, again, another brush. I don't want my colours to be contaminated, so I'm going with another clean, dry brush. I say clean, not that clean. It needs a bit, I think it needs a spa day. So the Gulf is, oh, it's so good. It's such a nice colour. So again, I'm just painting right over the layers that I've already distressed, because when I distress this, you're going to get a combination of all the colours, hopefully. And you can do as many layers as you like of this technique. You just keep going and building and building and building. And it really helps to make the piece look authentically sort of aged and worn and weathered and repainted and all of the things. So in some areas I'm letting it be a lot thicker than in others, so that you do get a big variation of texture, of colour. Oh, straight on the glass there. I'll have to tidy that up afterwards. If anybody is a bit of a clean freak and likes the perfectly painted look, I bet this is freaking you right out, isn't it? Trust the process. It'll come good in the end, I hope. And if it doesn't, I'll sand it off and start again. So that is a really pretty pastel-y, aqua-y colour. Like that. Right, I better put the lid back on this because I know what's going to happen. So that's that one. Okay, sorry again. I've just given that a quick blast because if you leave it to dry a little bit before you wet distress, it gives you, again, even more of a sort of different look. So where I've applied it thicker and glued it on, it's still going to be wet. And then where I've put it on really thin, that's going to have started to dry quicker. So when you wet distress, it starts to pull off different areas. And since I do want the main colour of this to be the aqua, I don't want to remove too much of it. I hope you can all see what I'm doing. My tripod's a bit weird because it's, hang on, it's really wide. The legs are really wide, so it takes up like so much room. There we go. It's a little bit closer, so hopefully you can see. And it is fairly time consuming to get the sort of look that you want. And the best thing is, if you go too far, so if you take off too much of the blue and you think, no, that's a bit too much red peeking through, you can just go straight over the top with the blue again. You don't have to worry if you make a mistake. It's quite a forgiving finish. Can you see, just start to see the red coming through? Like that. So close up, I can see all the colours coming through. I've got a bit of the sandbar, I've got a bit of the red, I've got a bit of the dusty blue, and I've got a bit of the Gulf as well. I'm just going to do the top where it would get sort of banged and stuff before it dries too hard. There's quite a nice variation of colour. Say for example here, don't know if you can see that. So I can see a lot of the dusty blue. I think it's probably just because the paint was a little bit too wet and it's pulled too much of the Gulf off. Not massively keen on that, so what I'll probably do is I'll just go back in there and just paint over the top of that with the Gulf, just to cover it up, because I'm not loving it. That's my dog barking. Right on cue, as always, when I'm doing a live. Oh, I've got a funny story about the feral ones that you might be interested in while I'm just wet distressing this. So, if anyone follows me, you'll know that I refer to my children as the feral ones, especially the boy. The boy is the feralist, the most feral. The feralist is not a word. This morning, he got an electric train stuck in his hair. Stuck in his hair. I've got no words. I nearly sent him to school with it in his hair to teach him. I'm not that harsh, I wouldn't really. But yeah, it was proper stuck in, right at the crown. It's a little electric train and you press a button and the wheels go round and round. Dogs are barking. The wheels go round and round and it goes round on a track. He loves trains. He's only little, he's only 4 and he's a baby 4 as well. So he came running into the kitchen and I'm making his sandwiches for lunch and he's got a train going stuck on his head, and it's wrapping his hair around. He's got really long hair because we've been in lockdown, and I secretly like it long because it makes him look even more wild. So the train's just going on his head, wrapping his hair around tighter. So I just cut it out, just cut it straight out. He's got a stump of hair sticking up now, and the train is clogged up with hair. So that was fun. Then my eldest, Nancy, she's the girl. She's the one that's got the attitude. She starts arguing with me. She wants to walk to school in the rain, in the pouring rain. I want to walk to school. I like walking in the rain. I was like, it is throwing it down. We're going to be wet through. I don't care. I want to walk in the rain. What is wrong with them? Okay, so we've got a used pile of baby wipes there, covered in all the blues, and I've distressed that. I can carry on doing that off camera. So I'm just going to quickly blast it again, because there is yet another colour to add. If you've just joined, Dixie Belle they're going to be giving away all of the products that I've used today's live. Sorry, my hairdryer is so loud. It's such a beast. I've actually got my hair stuck in that end once. It must run in the family, people getting their hair stuck in things, but that stuck me right up. I thought it was gonna be there forever, like that. If you missed what I just said when the hairdryer was on, Dixie Belle are going to be coming on later and announcing the winner for all of the products that I've used today, and I'll go through them at the end. So the last product that I'm going to show you is, where we put it, Antebellum Blue. Everybody's favourite blue. Well, it's mine anyway. So I'm going to be using this as a colour wash. Whack it up there. Do not judge the state of the pots. I'm going to add a bit of water to it. I'm just going to take it out of my Mr. bottle. Whack a bit more in. I am going to be using a flat brush. Is that a small? Medium? Not sure. I put paint all over the handles of them. So Chris Dorner will know. Tell him, Chris Dorner. So all I've done is I've made a watery solution. I've mixed water and Antebellum Blue. The more water you put in, the weaker the colour is going to be. Thanks for bearing with me on this live. I know I've been on for a while. I know I've been using the hairdryer a bit, but it's much appreciated. So I'm going to paint the colour wash straight over the top of the aqua colour. This is just going to give it a little bit of dimension because it's a deeper shade than the aqua turquoise colour, which is called the Gulf. So this is just going to add a little bit of depth. And if you know me, you know I'm a massive fan of the Dixie Belle waxes. So once this is colour wash has dried and I've done the rest of the piece, then I will be putting some waxes on top of this. Possibly brown, possibly black, I'm not sure yet. But there will be waxes, but that's not for today because it's not finished. And I'm only showing you the top part of this cabinet because it just take me ages to do the whole thing and to dry it and keep turning it around. You don't want to see that. So I'll just show you this for the purpose of today's live, and then I'll share it on my page. So if you follow Faff Designs, you'll be able to see the completed piece on there. And I was originally going to paint the inside, but when I cleaned it, it's actually really nice. It's got quite a nice tone to it. It's a nice, I don't know what type of wood it is, but it's got a really nice warm tone to it. So I thought I might leave that. What do you think? Leave it, paint it, leave it, paint it, leave it, paint it. So I have put my Antebellum Blue wash all over, and now I'm going to take it off again. I'm not going to use baby wipe. I'm going to use this stuff. I buy it in bulk, and it's just basically like a shot cloth, but it's quite strong, so it doesn't sort of start ripping up as soon as you start putting a bit of pressure on it. So I'm just using my Mister bottle with just water in here, just so it helps me take off the excess Antebellum Blue. And again, this adds even more layers, even more dimension to this piece. If there weren't already enough colours on it, add a few more. So can you see, that's just adding a little bit of depth to the piece. Get another piece of this. So hopefully you can see the direction that I'm going in with this piece. I may even do at some point a little bit of sanding. We'll see, I'm not sure yet. So I've tried to be as quick as I can today to show you the layering technique. It does need a little bit of refining, and obviously I need to carry on here where I didn't pick the red out, etc, etc, but you get the picture. So thank you for bearing with me today with the hairdryer. And just to recap the products that I've used today, so we use sandbar as a base mixed with sea spray. I applied that with a premium chip brush for a little bit of texture. Then I have layered Barn Red over that in the high areas. Then we went in with Dusty Blue. We used the Gulf, and then we used a colour wash of Antebellum Blue. So we've used a lot of colours today. 3, 4, 5 brushes. Premium chip brush, a mini, a round, an oval and a flat. and Mr. Bottle with water. So yeah, we use all the things. So someone is going to be able to win all of the things that I've used in today's live, which will be awesome. So even if you're watching it on replay, I don't know when Dixie Belle are going to be picking a winner, but if you are watching on replay, make sure you leave a comment, leave hashtag replay, just say hi or replay or whatever, because you could still be in with a chance of winning, even if you didn't watch me live. So just make sure you catch the replay and say hi. I'm going to crack on, finish this. And it is a really quick process, isn't it? I mean, obviously I've sped it up with the hairdryer, but it's really quick, it's really forgiving, and it gives quite an authentic feel. And look, blue fingers, all of the things, yeah, all of the things. So good luck to everybody. What else have I got to say? Make sure you follow me on Faff Designs. Good luck to the winner, whoever gets the chosen thing. I can't wait to see what you do with it. You could recreate a similar look. You could do something completely different. And I will see you next week for a different project. Thank you, Chris Dorner, wherever you are. I've lost track of the comments. So thanks for that. And yeah, catch you next week. See ya.